Hey there. Have you ever had a life-changing experience from a book? I'm talking about a turn your world upside down, complete paradigm shift kind of experience. Now, I read a lot of books, and every single one that I have encountered has left me a little bit changed. And I think that's the beauty about the written word, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, that it will change us a little bit and add to our perspective of the world. But this particular book that I'm talking about really shook things up for me and, well, brought me here. And I could have been where I was at in my life at the time, where I was ready for the ideas, because there's really nothing new under the sun. And in the professional development, self-help genre, there's a lot of repetition of similar ideas. And because we just need repetition as human beings, I think, to sometimes get it. When we're ready, we'll hear the message. And I guess I was ready, and so I heard the message, and that message brought me here to my Stellar Life Project. And I'll tell you a bit about the Stellar Life Project in a sec. But let me tell you what the book was. It was The Big Leap by Dr. Gay Hendricks. And there was a couple of concepts in that book that were just what I needed at the time to shake me up. And the first was the question, how much time are you spending in your zone of genius? Now, after I had a couple weeks of existential crisis, thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have a zone of genius. Oh, what's my zone of genius? Oh no. I realized my zone of genius is teaching. I used to be a high school English teacher, and I just forgot. And that happens to us sometimes. But I think what I learned about this whole zone of genius thing is that everybody I've asked, how much time are you spending in your zone of genius? What is your zone of genius? They get the same kind of panicked reaction that I had. Oh my gosh, I don't have one. And I believe the reason for that is that we are all so used to our own zone of genius that it's just ordinary for us, and we don't celebrate it as a zone of genius. Partly because in our culture, I'm Canadian, we apologize for things, and we don't want to come across as seeming proud. So to claim a zone of genius, oh, I'm so smart, gets us stuck. We feel like we're being prideful, arrogant even. But the zone of genius is more about like that space where you just light up and you're really good at it and it makes you feel good to do the thing you're doing. So that's the one for me, was the zone of genius. And it brought me here to teaching, sharing what I've learned as a teacher, as an entrepreneur, as a human. I just want to teach and share what I've learned to anybody who's willing to listen. So if you stuck with me so far, thank you. The other concept from the book that was really impactful for me was the wonder questions. And I've written a blog post on that, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. You can also find the blog post on the Zone of Genius over at stellarlifeproject.com. And I'll have some follow-up videos with those broken down as well. But the wonder questions are really those questions that, how much time am I spending in my zone of genius? Am I willing to increase the flow of positive energy in my life? Those questions where you're wondering and you can't answer no. And that was a real shift for me, because it's really easy to say, oh no, I can't do that because of this, because of that, because of the other thing. But how can you say no to something that is positive and affirming for your life? I hope you can't. So that's what got me started, was those two concepts, and brought me to the Stellar Life Project. And let me just real quickly explain how I came up with the name Stellar Life Project. My last name is Stellingwerf, and my first business coach always encouraged me by calling me Stellar. When I said I had a success, he goes, way to go, you're stellar. And he was playing on my last name, and it's like super convenient that I married a guy who gave me a last name that's really fun to play with. Anyways, so Stellar Life Project came out of this, also the mantra from The Big Leap, where Dr. Hendricks says, he gives you this mantra, he said, I expand in abundance, success, creativity, and love every day as I inspire others to do the same. And I've adopted that as my own mantra. And the Stellar Life Project is very much about that, about me expanding and taking risks, stepping out and doing a YouTube video on this stuff and even posting my blog. It was a huge risk. I'm a recovering perfectionist, I admit it, and that means it's tough for me to sometimes just put myself out there. And but for me, my Stellar Life project is about learning to live with imperfection while I expand to my best self. And I hope that by doing so, I will inspire others to do the same. I know that I've been inspired when I see other people who've gone before me and taken acts of courage. It gives me courage to do the same because nothing happened to them. They didn't explode in flames or anything. Anyway, so that's kind of what the Stellar Life Project is about. And I also named it because of the concept of the Hubble theory, the Big Bang theory that no doubt you've heard about, where the universe is constantly expanding is the premise behind that theory. That's the best I'm going to give you on that theory because I'm not a whatever kind of scientist you need to be to understand how space and time continuum work. Anyway, but I have come to believe that if we are in harmony with the universe that's constantly expanding, we also will be constantly expanding and evolving and growing into the best versions of ourselves. And so my Stellar Life project is about that for me. And I'm hoping that you will come along for the ride and you'll accept the challenge to create your own Stellar Life project. And let me just say one thing too. I struggled with calling it stellar because it seemed, oh, I'm so great. That's the perfectionist talking. That's the saboteur in my brain saying, oh, people are going to think you're so arrogant if you call it Stellar Life. And if you've got that same saboteur talking to you, I show them the door. You deserve to have a stellar life. You are already stellar. It's not this thing that we are reaching for that's just beyond our reach. We're already stellar if we are embracing the idea of growth and expansion in our lives. So let you sit with that for a while. Thank you so much for watching so far. This is the very first of my vlogs to go with my blog and of my Stellar Life project. And I just really appreciate you being here. Please give me a thumbs up on this video, click to subscribe. I will do my best to not have the other videos that are coming later be too long, but I want to share with you what I've learned, and I hope that you will benefit from that. And if my goal is to inspire as many people as I can to live in expansion so they too can inspire others around them. So it would just literally be my rocket fuel on my mission if you would share this video with your friends and family and anybody else that you think would be interested in. I guess friends and family, anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm going to stop and I'm not even going to edit this because that for me, oh, I feel sick about that. That for me is an act of embracing imperfection. Anyways, that's all for now. Remember, you are already stellar. And so am I. Bye for now.